Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, yeah. I am keeping this with me always. Good afternoon. Welcome to our meeting of the Brentwood Rotary Club. I am your president this year, Sarah Johnson. And this morning, Jeff McGruger will be leading our pledge and four-way test. Jeff is leading our invocation. Norris Johnson is leading our pledge and four-way test. And we'll get back in just a second. Jeff?
Please bow with me. Father, thank you for this day and opportunity to gather and serve your community. Today, we just want to pause and just say thanks for the lives that you've given us. Thank you for this beautiful city of Brentwood and all the people that serve. And Father, it's been a rough week, and just heart goes out to our nation. And I just pray for those folks that are going through tragic losses, and I'm praying for our nation to heal. I'm thank you that we are serving a community that's reaching out and doing all things across the world. And I'm thank you for Rotary, who seeks excellence and also puts you first in everything that we do. In Christ's name I pray, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Now, everyone, we have our fantastic first-time grandma who is back with us today, Miss Betsy Crossley. Everybody give her a hand. And she will be introducing our guests and visiting Rotarians.
I definitely have pictures after the meeting if anybody would like to take a look, about 1,000 of them, so it'll take a while. It's great to be back. We have several visitors today. We have Bruce Arnheimer again here from the Morning Rotary Club to visit us at the Brentwood. And from the Franklin Morning Rotary Club, we have, Daniel, you want to stand up? Daniel Burgess. Also, Bob Fink is here with us again today, visiting. Where were you, Bob? Everybody knows Bob. There, getting a drink back in the back. And Stuart Day, I believe you have a guest.
This lovely person is my child, Alexander Day, who graduated from Savannah College of Art and Design recently, and I've been using her at my office. But if anyone needs someone who can take a brand and put it all over the internet, you can tell. What's the major you majored in? This is interesting.
So my major was branded entertainment. What that is, it's brand new, and it's basically a fancier word for marketing. So what that is that it just introduces the digital platform into all types of brands, and we just explode it in different ways. So if you have any video work, social media, because that's huge now. So if you need any help with that, that's what we do.
There you go.
So welcome, everybody. Sarah?
Thank you, Betsy, and welcome to all of our guests and visiting Rotarians. And back by popular demand, Mr. Keeley Hall is going to do our happy buck today, so who's happy?
All right, and we've been having a little trouble with getting some happy people to step forward, so today I'm going to make you happy, whether you like it or not. Oh, all right, John, I'm coming right to you, but first we got to do this. And if you want to, John, you are welcome to do a little dance solo. Here we go. I really know what a room without a roof feels like, but I'm clapping because I'm happy and I feel like that. Here we go, John.
I am happy times 60 because my wife and I had our 60th anniversary yesterday. During 45 of those years, I became a Rotarian by joining this club in 1975, and she has supported me all the way, encouraged me in many ways, and has helped in many ways. In the year I was district governor, she went to all 65 clubs in this district, and that is quite an accomplishment.
All right, give it up for 60 years of marriage and for John Miles in general. That's awesome. All right, here we go. This is going to be a good one.
I just want to say I'm glad to be back. I've missed most of the meetings. I think since you took over, it had no reflection on you, Sarah. But been traveling, but I'm glad to see everybody, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. All right, who else is happy? We got. Oh, Larry's happy. I'm coming to you. All right, I got about 7 more people in this room that are happy. So be thinking, who are you?
Football season is here. Nobody knows who's going to be any good except Alabama's going to beat everybody by 100 points, right? 2 weeks from today, the 23rd, will be our last meeting this month. Football starts that next weekend. We're having a tailgate theme in 2 weeks from now. I'm going to remind you again next week. So be sure and wear your colors, your hat, your shakers, whatever for your team on the 23rd, okay? Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So I threw the gauntlet out. We got 7 more people. Who's the first of the 7? Come on. Come on, happy people. I'm going to make y'all dance from here on out if you don't have happy stuff. All right, here we go. Oh, this is a good one.
Since I already made the announcement, I just want to put the happy bugs in. I'm happy, happy, happy. All right.
Happy, happy, happy. All right. Yes, sir.
This is for Grandma Crosley.
Who else we got? Happy folks. Going once. Going twice. We're gone. Back to you, President Sarah.
Thank you, Keely. A couple of announcements for everyone. In case you haven't heard, we're all looking at big ideas for what our club can do as a major project. Just wanted to remind everybody, next week, next Thursday, August 15th, is the deadline to get your submissions in to Hunter McCarthy. So go ahead and get everything in. We look forward to seeing what the club's wanting to do. Also, I wanted to do a special thank you to Susie Lindsay, who is not here right now, but she led a great chair orientation meeting earlier this week. I think everybody learned something that they may have known and forgotten about or didn't know. It was a way to enhance and revitalize some of our committees. So I wanted to say thank you to Susie. Also, if you were not able to attend, I'll be emailing out the agenda for everyone. So if you have any questions, just let us know and we can go from there. Also wanted to mention that there's a scholarship meeting for the scholarship committee outside near the fireplace area right after the Rotary meeting as well. Committee chairs, if you haven't scheduled your meeting, we're asking all committee chairs to meet with their committees or at least get it on the calendar to meet with them in August or in the 1st of September. So keep that in mind. And then I'm going to turn the program over to Jennifer Bourne to introduce no, I'm not. I'm turning the program over to Jim Ryan, who has a special presentation to speak with us about.
Once again, we didn't have all our students that had gotten scholarships available a couple weeks ago, or now a couple months ago in June. So I wanted to be sure that you were able to meet them all. And these are our final 2. These are from Overton High School. And we are happy to have them here today. The first one I'll introduce is Rosti. Rosti Dosky was the president of the Overton Interact Club for the last 2 years. So because he was there for 2 years, he gets a $1,000 scholarship times 2. So it's a one-time scholarship of $2,000, and he was our recipient for the Overton Interact Club. So Rosti, congratulations, and here you go. And I'm going to ask you to just say a couple words about the Interact Club. I know Overton had a very active Interact Club, and where you're going to go to school and what you're going to study.
First off, I wanted to say thank you so much for having me here today. It's been an honor to receive this award from you guys. I wanted to apologize for missing the scholarship meeting. So Overton's Interact Club has been doing a lot of strides to become a bigger club. We have been growing steadily, 10 members a year. I think last year we were up to 76 members, which is really cool. And that's all grade levels. We got freshmen. We even have some 8th graders from Oliver who wanted to come join us. And so we've been taking big strides to feed the homeless is one of our big things now. We've been working a lot with Oliver Middle School and trying to branch out to Valor Collegiate Academy over here on Nolensville. So that's what we've been doing. And I am currently enrolled for MTSU now. I am starting on the 26th and going to be pursuing a degree in computer science. And yeah.
Okay. And our other Overton student who was not here in June, by the way, she escaped your cross-examination, Charles. You escaped cross-examination, Charles, about whether she's ready for adulthood or not, right? If you have any questions for her, when she's finished, I think you ought to answer. But Brooke Bixler was the winner of our $10,000 scholarship, $2,500 a year for the next 4 years. And we were really happy to have you here today, even though you couldn't be here a couple weeks ago. Come on up and tell us a little bit about where you're going to go to school and what the scholarship means to you.
Yeah. Yes, I am so grateful for this scholarship. In just a week, I'll be going to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Yeah. And I'll be studying computer science, just like Rossi. So this scholarship has been such a blessing from the Lord, and just being able to go into college with that pressure of finance off, to be able to just have this this joy that's there. I think in making my decision, that was one thing I prayed for, was peace and also joy. And I think this has a huge impact. Just to be able to study and pursue the Lord in college without that pressure. So thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
One more thing, unless Charles has a question for you. Introduce your guest who's with you.
Oh, yes. This is my dad, Tim Bixler.
All right, Dad. All right, unless you have a question. You're good. Okay.
Congratulations to our scholarship winners. Thank you so much for being here today, and Dad. Now I'm going to turn the podium over to Jennifer Bourne to introduce our guest today, our speakers.
All right, today we have Kevin Connor. He's here to speak with us. He's a Nashville native. He's a graduate of Father Ryan High School. There you go. A graduate of University of Tennessee and at Belmont University. Oh, Alan's not here. But yay, Belmont. That's where I went. He's a physical therapist at the Vanderbilt VA Medical. I'm sorry, is that Vanderbilt? Okay, the VA Medical Center. And in April of 2016, he brought Ainsley's Angels to Nashville. He is here today to talk to us about Ainsley's Angel and the impact it has on the city of Nashville. So please welcome Kevin Connor.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I was sitting over here eating lunch by myself, and I was thinking, you know what? I bet Miss Tennessee wasn't sitting by herself 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to start with our elevator speech, just so you know, or my elevator speech, just so you know generally what's coming. Our job with Ainsley's Angels is to make sure every athlete at heart, regardless of their abilities, and their family have the opportunity to compete in endurance events. We do this through a route of enrolling in local races, and we match able-bodied runners with physically disabled people, and we run them in strollers, or they pull us in strollers, as we like to say, and then if they're able to walk, then they cross that finish line. So I know I can see it in some of your eyes, having a hard time buying in, like, what's a chubby son of a gun up here know about running? The truth is, I really don't enjoy running anymore, but I do love the people and I do love the smiles. And us being in Music City, we all know about, or we don't all know about songwriting, but we're familiar with songwriting, and they want that hook. Well, that smile is our hook. If you go, and you'll see it here in a few minutes, that's our hook of getting people involved. My hook came on a camping trip in April of 2016. My family had gone to bed. I was sitting outside and scrolling through Facebook like you should do on a camping trip, right? And so a friend of mine who lived in Houston was doing Ainsley's Angels in Houston, and after one beer, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. After fourth beer, like, I'm bringing this to Nashville, and all of a sudden I text Paula and I said, I can. How do I get involved in this? And then the next morning I woke up and I was like, this is the one. What have I done? But this is the one time where drinking too many beers has led to something great in my life. So I'm going to run through these slides pretty quick because you got the condensed version, and there's a great video at the end of the presentation where they state it much better than I do. And then I'm going to turn it over to Jen Bogus, who is one of our runners, and she also has a son that participates with us, and she's going to talk about what it has meant to her family. So our mission statement is, in addition to ensuring everyone can experience endurance events, Angels of America aims to build awareness about America's special needs community through inclusion in all aspects of life. Basically what I said before. The history of it is Ainsley was a little girl in Virginia Beach. Her dad is named Rooster, and he is a retired Marine. And his daughter was diagnosed with this very complex neurological progressive disease, and she passed away 2 years ago at the age of 12. But he's going to continue this mission for the rest of his life. I can guarantee that. This needs to be updated because I think we're in 38 states and something like 90 cities now. So we have 3 in Tennessee, Nashville, East Tennessee area, and then the Upper Cumberland area just is getting started. So I'm the Nashville ambassador. Who are we? From Inclusive Road Racing and Triathlons. We do have people who do triathlons. I obviously do not. To disability awareness education, we aim to give everyone the opportunity to roll with the wind. We are not just a running group, we are family. And that's one of the things I'm most proud of is the family I've built with these people who regularly participate. We have athlete riders, who is the special needs, doesn't have to be a child. It can be an adult who wants to participate. We have our runners, and then we have guardian angels, those who don't want to run. And I'm gradually becoming a guardian angel because I'm not running tomorrow in our race. We're running the Tomato Fest 5K tomorrow. If any of you are at Tomato Fest, you'll see the big pink chairs there. So just briefly, there's a guy, Sean Evans. He's in upstate New York, and he's very involved. He has a son, Seamus, with cerebral palsy. He set out on a mission. He's done 2 of these, Power to Push 1, Power Push 2. He ran from Seattle to the Bronx, 3,200 miles, pushed Seamus 2,000 of those miles. As he did that, he would stop along local communities, and he would grant a disabled child a chair. So he gifted 30-plus chairs during that trip. Then he decided to change directions. He ran down the Mississippi River. I had he gifted over 10 chairs on that trip. I had the opportunity. He wrapped up his trip at the Sunset 5K in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I had the opportunity to go down to that. And so he finished his last 3 miles were this 5K. They timed it up to where we would be able to join them. We had over 100 rider athletes at that event, and it was really a special thing. And they served Cajun food afterwards, which was just amazing. And I actually saw Sean the next day, and at the hotel, and he was getting back from a run. I'm like, what are you doing? Can't you take a break? Born an Angel. There's a book called Born an Angel that Ainsley's sister wrote, and all the proceeds go to Ainsley's Angels of America. That's another thing. I had an opportunity to spend some time with Rooster. He was passing through town, and he has built this charity. So he's incredibly intelligent, And he has built this charity to where 95% of every dollar donated goes to the local group. 95%. We have to give 5% up to the Ainsley's Angels of America, but that's it. Everything else goes to went too fast. Everything else goes to purchasing equipment, purchasing a trailer to carry this equipment in. And one of the things that I'm really proud of that we started doing over this past year was a terrible event that led to it. But one of our riders, Michaela, passed away last September, right after, about a week after a race. Their family made us one of the benefactors at the funeral, and they also made a donation. And one of my favorite things to see when I'm doing this is to see young people come in and volunteer. So we set up a scholarship in Michaela's name to where we recruit high school students to come out and run with us. We pay for their entry fee to the race, and then we give them some Ainsley's Angels swag. And they run in honor of Michaela, and it gets new young people involved in service. And that's just my favorite part about this whole thing. So I'm going to let Rooster tell you a little bit more about it through this video. You said Control Alt Tab. That one right there. Okay.
And allow Ainsley the chance to roll with the wind. We saw how the wind blew in Ainsley's face and it lit her up. We saw how she reacted to that just wonderful excitement of the crowd telling her that yes, she can accomplish a 5K road race, despite the fact that she's never taken a step in her life. We knew at that time as a family that this was going to be a therapy like no other. What we say often about Ainsley's Angels of America is that we're not an organization, but Ainsley's Angels of America is a family. It's a family that focuses on joy, it focuses on acceptance, and it focuses on the idea that everybody should be included. And in doing this, we all together can accomplish so much more than if we try to do this as individuals.
In several years, this great family has gone from Rooster and Ainsley and his immediate family to a couple more people. And now today, we're going to be doing and being part of Ainsley's 100th race. We have over 40 rider athletes being pushed by some of the most motivated, awesome, caring people.
As we go out through our Capitol and we see the Washington Monument, we see the Capitol building, we see all of these amazing things to include the Iwo Jima Memorial, we can never forget to take that moment to recognize those that have gone before us. Those hallowed grounds at Arlington Cemetery, some 200 yards away from where we stand today. To come here and do the Marine Corps Marathon as a Marine family, to be included in what's called the People's Marathon, to have over 40 rider athletes participating in what is the 40th running of the Marine Marathon in our nation's capital is just truly special.
Pushing the rider athletes is easily the most incredible shot of adrenaline. It's better than riding my motorcycle and skydiving than anything. You start off and you see these wonderful young people just who may not say much occasionally or may be slightly reserved, and they open up like a flower as we push through the race, and people are cheering them on, and they see their flags and they hear people cheering their name, and they know that at the end of the journey that the team, which they're in charge of, is going to be crossing that finish line together.
We like to say that individual, that rider athlete, pulls us through there. We put them in the chair. At the bottom of the chair, there's a foot plate, and it either says, "Yes, you can," or "Together we shall," or "Ainsley's Angels." So you're looking down, you see the rider, you hear their sounds, they're smiling, got bells ringing, they're excited. They just pull you through. It's all about them getting them across the finish line. a lot of people think of it as a race. And the best part for us in the races, no matter what, we're behind that chair, so that rider always beats us. They always beat us by that 1 second across the finish line. And that's what it's about.
How it feels to push is that yesterday you were strangers. Today you're becoming friends. And when that whole mission is finished, that race is complete, you're family for life. And there's nothing that can really top that. To have an event, an experience where together you both accomplish an objective, like starting a journey and having mission accomplishment at the end, there's nothing more satisfying. But doing that together is so powerful.
That kind of chokes me up every time I watch it. But I want to bring Jen up here to kind of talk about what it means to her family. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. By the way, I left some bracelets up here that they have the website on the inside. So if you're interested in becoming a runner, interested in becoming a guardian angel, you can just go to that website and select Nashville, and it'll take you to my email, or you can sign up there on the spot. So you got it? How do I get to it? Yeah, or maybe just do the video. Let's just do the video of Aiden. I'm afraid I'll mess that up. So, right there. Okay. And then,
You got it, Aiden. Go, buddy. Oh, you like that dog? You got it, buddy. Get across there. You're almost there. There you go, man. Come on, bud. You got it. Good job, baby. Good job, dude.
Okay, hi everyone. It's real nice to be here today. As Kevin said, my name is Jen Bogus, and my family and I are here. We live here in Brentwood, and my son Aiden, who you saw in the video, which Kevin did excellent videography, by the way, especially after pushing both Kevin and I. My husband wasn't there that day. I think that was the Tomato Fest 2 years ago. So that was after a 5K race. So just a lot of fun. But Aiden goes to Ravenwood High School, and today actually he just started his first day of 12th grade. So it's a big year for him. It's very hard for me to believe that he's a senior this year. My husband Tim and I also have an 8-year-old daughter named Eleanor, and she's a 3rd grader at Kenrose Elementary. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with you a parent's perspective of what Ansley's Angels provides to individuals and families of people with disabilities. I first learned about Ansley's Angels back in 2017. I was running I believe it was the Oktoberfest 5K with a college friend in Germantown, right here in Nashville. And we were getting ready for the race, and we walked past this line of big pink chairs with 3 huge wheels on them. And I stopped, and I immediately thought, this is exactly what Aiden needs. And both my husband and I are runners, and we really have struggled prior to that to finding a way where we can include Aiden in our running activities. Just to give you a little bit of background about Aiden, he has a rare genetic deletion in his 9th chromosome that leaves him with considerable physical and intellectual challenges. But he enjoys people, as you can see from that video. He likes being outdoors, and he loves going fast. So he has a transport chair at home, but that just really wasn't cutting it. So I noticed the Ansley's Angels logo on the chairs, and I just put that in the back of my mind, and eventually contacted Kevin shortly after that. And he shared with me all that he's presented with you today. And ever since then, we've been dedicated members of the Ansley's Angels organization here in Nashville. We're really thankful for so many things that Ansley's Angels has provided for our family and for Aiden individually and for the Nashville community. Like I mentioned, Aiden's a very social kid, and he loves the race atmosphere. The excitement, the cheering, the music blasting, the louder the better for him. And this is something he's never experienced prior to being involved in Ansley's Angels. It's also given my husband and I another way to connect with others who have similar interests as we do, whether it's other families who have a child with a disability or other people that just enjoy running as we do. So what Kevin has done so well, and he alluded to this when he talked, but what he's done so well besides providing the chairs and the running experiences for these adults and children with disabilities is that he has built a community, and he nurtures this community not just for the rider athletes, but for everybody who participates. Aiden's face just lights up when he sees Kevin because he knows that it's going to be a good time. And Kevin's enthusiasm and passion for the group is infectious, and his commitment to the cause is unwavering. So I'm very thankful. Did I press something? Maybe I did.
You got it, Aiden. Go, buddy. Oh, you like that dog?
Sorry about that. But Kevin's enthusiasm and passion for the group is infectious, and his commitment to the cause is unwavering. As you can see, he makes everyone feel special, whether it's at each race event or whether it's at many of the social activities that happen throughout the year. Lastly, Ansley's Angels brings people together really in the spirit of ability and inclusion. The feeling of accomplishment, as you can see at the end of the race, is electric. And there's lots of high fives and hugs and even some breakout dance parties at the end. But Ansley's Angels provides an important way in which the greater Nashville area can be a more inclusive place, reminding people that these race events are for everyone and that people with disability have needs and desires to do things that may not seem possible, and that they can cross the finish line too, whether it's in a race or whether it's in life. They will do it on their own time and in their own way, but it can be done. And Ansley's Angels' vision and Kevin's commitment has really made this possible. So the last thing I just wanted to mention is that I'm very involved in the local disability community, and I didn't know about Ansley's Angels prior to 2017. So thank you for having us here today, because it just helps get word out about what Ansley's Angels provides, and hopefully it can include even more members of our community, both people with disabilities and without disabilities. So thank you.
We have a few minutes for questions. If anybody has any, Kevin, I'm going to have you come on back up here and answer any questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the thank you very much. So how does the chair work? Do they buy the chair? Do you have the chairs at the races? How does that work?
I have a trailer that I have. I'm now up to. I've got 2 of the pink large chairs and have 8 to 10 of the. They're almost like a souped-up jogging stroller, and so I've purchased those through fundraising, and I store them in in the trailer at the house, and then I bring them each race day. Now, Jen, they use theirs so much, and Aiden is one of our larger participants. He's so tall that they keep one of the pink chairs at their house, and they put some miles on it. So
You may see us, rolling around in a big pink chair. That's Aiden.
Sarah, are you looking for ideas? We could have some Rotary logo chairs.
there you go. We do that. They're our sponsorship. We do. Well, that's how I got started. Essentially, is there was the chairs are not cheap, as you can imagine, and any kind of if you throw, it's not really a medical device, but if you throw medical into anything, it's going to spike the cost for sure. So the sponsorship for one of the blue chairs is The smaller chairs is $1,000, and it comes with the logo on the side.
So what are your needs? You just need chairs, or do you need money to travel? Or?
Honestly, it's not as much chairs now. I've never filled every single chair. So I do need a larger trailer because that's one of the reasons why I let them hang on to theirs. You still would, but I've outgrown the trailer, so that's on the horizon. And then the other thing is the maintenance of the scholarship. I love that scholarship. I really do. I love being able to go to a young person, a group of friends at Father Ryan, say, hey, you guys want to run this race and run in honor of this little girl? And one of the prohibiting factors is entry race fees. So I can say we got that. And then they wear their shirts and get out and advertise, talk about it to their friends, and gets more young people involved. So really the scholarship is where I have been putting any income lately. Yes, sir. We do about one a month. We usually skip January, but we'll double up 1 month. And so, we're once a month.
You mentioned scholarships. How much are the scholarships?
Well, it varies. Like, for instance, tomorrow I have a family that's never run with us before, and they were interested in doing it. And so theirs is whatever the race fee is, $40 times 4. So the whole family's going to run together. So that particular one was $160 plus the shirts that I'll give them, which are maybe $10 cost each to them. So it varies. I've done just 2 runners, so it's been $80 for that particular race. Anybody else? Thank you, guys. Thanks for the questions, too.
Thank you so much, Kevin and Jen, for being here with us today and sharing your story. And to our scholarship winners, congratulations. We look forward to hearing from you and what happens in the future. Couple of quick reminders. Please make sure you help put up the table and chairs after the Rotary meeting today. Larry Kane and the rest of us would really appreciate it. Don't forget there's a scholarship meeting around the area with the fireplace. And I ask that you all have a great week and practice the 4-way test and all that you think, say, and do. With that, we're adjourned.